So, are you a Formula One fan? Nice! Well, if you're a Formula One fan like me, you might be on the market in Assetto Corsa looking for a Formula One 22 season mod. Of course, you may see that there's actually quite a few mods. There's actually 5 you can choose from. The old Racing Studio Formula Hybrid X car, the ACFL F1 2022 cars, the SimDream development cars, the VRC Formula Alpha 2022 car, and the newer Race Sim Studio Formula Hybrid 2022 car. Of course, with this much choice, you may of course wonder which one is the best. So I'm gonna show some hot laps that I've done with all 5 of them. I'm gonna give you my honest verdict at the end, and I'll also put up the times that I have set with each car on the screen and put them in order of fastest to slowest. So with that, feel free to enjoy these 5 different hot laps around Monaco of all tracks. Okay, so now I'm gonna give you my final verdict on each car. I'm gonna start with the RSS Formula Hybrid X, which is the original Formula 1 22 car that was developed by Race Sim Studio all the way back in I think 2020, but I'm not sure about that. The thing with the Formula Hybrid X 2022 car is that it's based on an outdated version of the current regulation. So the car is a bit more sluggish than I guess they are right now, which can clearly be seen when you compare this older Formula Hybrid 2022 car to its newer version or the VRC or the Sim Dream cars. Of course, this doesn't mean that the mod is bad, however, I would say that there's no real reason to be getting it because it is outdated at this point. However, I would say overall, for the time, it is a pretty awesome representation of the 2022 car. Next up, I'm going to be talking about the ACFL F1 car, which is a bit of a strange one for me, in my opinion, because, well, I don't know how to describe it. It's such a weird mod. It's like it doesn't have any unique ERS modes. It doesn't have deploy on the ERS, and also the model just looks a bit strange in general for every single car. It's like in an I guess uncanny valley of the models where it looks like the actual car, but something is not quite right. Now, my first thought when I played with it is that, well, it does remind me a bit of the Codemasters cars, but, well, the Codemasters F1 cars had not been released at the time, so it's definitely not that. I don't know, the ACFL car is really strange, and I wouldn't really say I recommend it personally if you're just gonna be doing it for personal usage. However, I have heard that they use them in some leagues in Assetto Corsa as like the actual mandatory cars. So if you're actually doing one of those leagues, then I guess the mod is actually pretty okay, all things considered. Next, I'll be talking about the Sim Dream cars. In this case, the F175, specifically because this is actually the only F122 Assetto Corsa mod you can get that is actually free. Yes, it's only at the Ferrari though. Like the other 2022 cars that they did are all paid, and you can also get every single one in a package for I think €14. But if you only want the Ferrari or don't really care about any of the other cars in this case, and you want a 2022 car, the Sim Dream Ferrari is actually really good considering it's free. I will say the physics feel pretty nice, however, there is just a thing where the car is a little bit lazy on the front end, no matter what you do. But yeah, overall, I would say if you're looking for a free alternative for an F1 2022 car for Assetto Corsa, the Sim Dream Ferrari F175 is most definitely a recommendation from me. Next up, I'll be talking about the Formula Hybrid RSS 2022, the newer car, which in my opinion is absolutely phenomenal. It actually has two variations. I drove the regular version, but there is also an S version. The main difference is the S sounds like a Mercedes, unlike the non-S, which sounds like a Ferrari engine. And also the S has more straight line speed and a bit less cornering ability, like a bit less downforce and overall mechanical grip. However, I wouldn't say those are really that significant change differences for me to add it as another car to be tested. I think that's just more of a personal preference thing that they give you with this car, which in my opinion is pretty nice of RSS. I would say that the RSS along the next car I'm going to be talking about are the two best mods for a 2022 car currently on Assetto Corsa. For the price, the RSS 2022 car is absolutely phenomenal, and I would definitely recommend buying it. Now, the next car that I've been talking about a bit in the previous section is the VRC Formula Alpha 2022. The Formula Alpha 2022 actually came out before the RSS Formula Hybrid 2022 car, but only by like 3 months or something like that. So, not too big of a time gap. One of the bigger complaints that I've heard about the VRC is that it's too fast, apparently. Like, it's faster than the real life cars, which I guess is a valid complaint. And also, I like the fact that they have their own unique engine sound for the car, which is something that the others don't have. Anyway, I would say that for the price, which is actually I think a bit less than the RSS, this car is most definitely worth it. So with that, I would say the video is wrapped up. Hopefully I gave you a pretty decent breakdown for every single car, and hopefully I have aided you in making your decision. So with that, I'll see you next time. Bye!